Hey guys, welcome in. Let's go ahead and get started. I know Woody's on the call, so he'll probably moderate here. Let's just get going off the top with Carol Walton, and then Woody can take it from there.
Hey, Dean, I know it's a long trip and you had a chance, but to come away with a point, feeling pretty good?
No, I'm a bit disappointed, to be honest, because I felt that we should have won the game in the first half. I thought we could have taken the game away from Vancouver. I thought we were good for probably 35 minutes of that first half. Scored a good goal, had a penalty taken away from us as well for some reason. And I thought we were the better team by far the first half. So I thought it became a little bit scrappy in the second half. Disappointed with the goal we conceded. We didn't trap the runner, but the lad's not even had a shot. He's tried to pass it square, and it squirmed in underneath Callie. So yeah, just disappointed really with the goals, and the fact that we didn't win the game first half.
He just hit that ball?
Yeah, he's tried to pull it back, and he's mishit it. And I think Callie's tried to read the cross, and it's just kind of squirmed underneath him. Yeah, it was a horrible goal to concede, that's for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Carol. Sam?
Hey, Coach. So on the positive side, the Tavares goal, he becomes the third Crown Legacy FC player to come up and score, and with Andrew Privet, the fourth to really make an impact. In your short time with the team, what's the impact that you've seen of Crown Legacy on the first team? I
think it's there to see on the pitch at the moment. You've got young Yuri who scored today, set up one last week as well, and has had really favourable, first two games. And you got Privet who's came through there as well, who's playing regular at the moment. We've got other players as well. So yeah, really pleased that we've got players who are coming through the academy and the legacy and are helping the squad.
And is this heartbreak, or is this just football?
What, in terms of the game today?
In terms of getting a draw instead of a win.
Yeah, no, it's just football. Sometimes you have to accept that. I mean, I'm going to have to find out the VAR ruling, in the USA, whether it's the same here, because in the UK it's clear and obvious error. I've just watched it back. There's certainly no clear and obvious error.
All right, thank you, Coach. Safe travels.
Thank you, and you.
And just a reminder, guys, if you do have a question, please raise your hand. Nick?
All right, thanks. Coach, what did you say to your players at halftime?
At halftime, I felt like we bypassed the sixes a little bit on the ball, and we needed to. That's why I felt the last 10 minutes got away from us. I thought when we were really, on top of the game, we found the easy ball very quickly, and we seemed to slow the game down a little bit too much. So I wanted us to quicken it up a little bit again, and make sure we dealt with their set pieces and long balls. Don't give too many throw-ins away, free kicks, because that is their biggest strength.
All right, and then what challenges did Vancouver present in the second half that were different from the first, based on their changes they made?
Yeah, they went a little bit more direct on the ball, kept it between their three centre-halves, built up with a four at times, and I just didn't feel we dealt well enough with their longer balls. We lost too many first headers and made a couple of individual mistakes, but we didn't suffer too many big chances against us again. Patrick's had a really good one at the end with a header where he probably feel he could have done better. But I just felt that we got scrappy, and the game became scrappy in the second half, where we had control in the first.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, we'll go over to Bridget.
Hi, Coach. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Yourself?
I'm doing well, thank you. So what did you think about the call where on the foul where Ash got the penalty? What do you think about that call?
Where Ashley got a yellow card?
Yes, sir. The yellow card, yes, sir.
I was actually asking the fourth official why he got the yellow card, because the referee hadn't even blown up for the foul. I thought Kerwin had been fouled just before, but it's tough for the officials, so I'm not going to complain too much about officials at all. It's they can make mistakes as well as we do.
And one more thing, the second half, the momentum seemed to be against us. What do you think we could do better going forward?
I think just our decision making on the ball. They wanted to press us in the start, certainly in the second half, and we tended to play in front of the press rather than beyond it. We've spoken about that. The players have got to become better decision makers, and I think that's what took the momentum away from us. To be honest, we had some really good spells in the second half, but not as much control as we had in the first half.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll go to Steve and then Brian.
Hey, Coach. The game was definitely watchable, but not really remarkable in a lot of ways because a lot of there were a lot of crosses, not too many finding their mark on things like that. And it seems like an early season game where teams, just the magic didn't quite hit. Did it come across that way to you as well? This is still like another step in the progress.
Yeah, big time. I thought we lacked a little bit of quality in the final third at times with our crossing. But we've had some big chances in the game. I said before with Patrick, a header, and I think if Enzo goes and scores the big chance to make it 2-0, I think we'd probably go and win 3 or 4 in the game. But it wasn't to be, and it was. I think it was a game littered with errors in the end. After that moment, after that first 30 minutes of control, and there were too many errors from both teams.
Yeah, I mean it was a good save by the keeper on Enzo too. Going prone like he did there, and it could have been another result on that. But Enzo, just his thinking, his dummy to let that ball go through to Yuri, was brilliant.
It was really good.
And
good
things like that. He's putting a great shift. He's working hard. He's creating stuff, but it's like at some point, hopefully, that spigot will just open up for him, and the goals will start to flow.
Yeah, they will, and I have no problem. It's like I said about Kerwin last week. Bad players don't get chances, and he's getting chances. He works extremely hard without many chances last week, but he's worked hard today again, but had a chance as well. And he'll start taking them as they come. And he's won a penalty for us that got taken away by VAR.
No, Kerwin, he was exceptionally busy through the first half. So much was going down that right channel. Was that by design, or was that just what they were giving you and what you all were able to find?
Yeah, no, it was by design. We wanted to play our wide players high and wide, with them playing a narrow 3. And I felt their right-sided centre back, he kind of he pushed out a little bit further than the left side, so it gave us a lot of opportunity to get the ball to Kerwin, and I thought we caused them real big problems down that side in the first half.
And just to follow back on what Bridget had asked about the yellow card, did you get an answer as to whether it was for the foul or for discussion of the foul afterwards?
It wasn't certainly for a discussion, but it must have been for a foul that he didn't give.
Oh,
If
okay.
you can understand that, I can't.
No, actually, I still can't.
No.
Things like that. Well, thanks. Safe travels home.
Thank you.
All right, Brian. Brian?
Sorry
on
about
mute.
that. Hey, Dean. So in the midweek, you mentioned that you kind of compared the travel across the country to the 5-hour bus ride back in England. How did that compare now that you've actually gone through the travel experience, the 5-hour plane ride versus the 5-hour bus ride?
Yeah, at this stage of the season, for me, that wasn't a problem. That wasn't a reason, why we were a little bit edgy in the second half. I don't think the travel's come into that. I thought the lads were ready for the game and started the game well. What we have done is got a point on the road. I think we had the bigger chances in the game, and if we take them, we win the game. And we've restricted them to a few set piece chances really. And they've scored a goal that was a pass. But yeah, so the travel was okay, to be honest, and I said that to the players as well. I'm sure there's going to be journeys later on during the season which are going to feel a lot harder.
And then also, I feel like we discuss a lot of the young players, especially the ones that come up through the academy and through Crown Legacy. But I don't feel like as much gets talked about when it comes to Privet, the young player from the Super Draft, who came through the college ranks, similar to what your son did when he came overseas and went through the college ranks before going pro. Can you kind of speak on Privet's performances so far, and just also your thoughts on the college game in the US and that pathway to the pros?
Well, I think last week Andrew Privet's made a match-winning tackle. That kept the lead at 1-0. Today he's had a really steady game. There's certainly things to work on and improve with Drew, and he's a good learner as well. He wants to get better. So yeah, pleased with his progress so far. And yeah, as you know, I've seen players come through that system. My son's in that system playing pro now as well, and it is a route they can go down. I think there's a little bit of a change coming as well with the spring season where they don't get so many minutes on the pitch, but hopefully they can address that, and we'll see a lot more coming through the college system.
Thank you.
All right, we'll end it with Sam.
Coach, one follow-up. You didn't want to blame the refs here, and I'm not asking for a well-planned lie. But I do want to know, do you think that the lockout and the replacement refs have affected the quality of officiating in MLS for the past 2 weeks?
I've got nothing to compare to be honest, because I've not coached here with the MLS referees. But what I can say, it's a hard job, and I thought the officials we've had for the first 2 games have been okay. There's not been anything what stood out to me that it would scare me about the standard of it. I mean, I was more concerned about, and I'll have to find out about the VAR decisions, because as I say, the big thing for me is clear and obvious errors. That's the wording. There was certainly no clear and obvious error, and it looked to me like the referee didn't really want to go against his decision, but he was maybe being told to.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Sam.
Right, thank you, Dean.
Cheers. Thank you.
All right, guys, we'll have Yuri Tavares here soon.